Good morning, you beautiful people. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. Welcome back to some Infinite Warfare. Today I want to talk about the weapon balance in Infinite Warfare because this is one of the things that I really do genuinely like about Infinite Warfare. I like the weapons in this game, and I even like the variants in this game. I know it's a little weird, but I feel like the variants are just fun little additions to the game that really don't throw off the balance in any sort of meaningful way, at least with all the variants that I've come to use and see and all that stuff. I know there could be some here and there that we're kind of worried about, but we'll see when we get to that. However, I wanted to make this video sort of as a warning to Infinity Ward. Don't be like Treyarch. In a recent patch, I believe Infinity Ward nerfed the Volk. The Volk is like the AK-47 of this game. It's the high damage, low rate of fire, hard hitting assault rifle. And we've been talking about how the NV4 might get a nerf in an upcoming patch, and I have to say that needs to stop. That needs to not be a thing. First of all, I think the NV4 is just fine. I just think it's easy to use. Low recoil and low damage weapons are very, very community friendly weapons. If you look at the ACR, that's kind of how it is. But anyway, I do not feel like the NV4 deserves a nerf. I feel like it is great where it's at. What I'm afraid of is I am afraid of Infinity Ward taking a book or taking a page out of Treyarch's book, and that is nerfing everything until they're on the same level. Now, when you say weapon balance, Black Ops 3 had solid weapon balance. However, Black Ops 3 didn't really have good solid weapons. Yes, they were all balanced. The Kuda was just like the VMP, just like the Vesper. They were all basically at the same level. They each had their strengths and they each had their weaknesses. However, they were all very viable, and that was something that was great about Black Ops 3. However, this is not Black Ops 3. This is an Infinity Ward game, and the problem with Black Ops 3 was that each of the guns felt overwhelmingly kind of negative, at least to me. I know that's kind of a hyperbole to use. However, when I did my Gold Gun Guide series for Black Ops 3, I was really kind of shown the downsides of each of the weapons. When I used this weapon, it was like, oh man, this really sucks about using this weapon. It's still viable, but it really sucks that this happened. You know, like with the M4 or the M8A1 in that game, it was like, oh man, this is a really fast firing burst weapon, but it has really low damage and it's a hit marker machine. You know, the XR2, oh man, the damage is great, but man, that rate of fire is slow. The Man of War, oh wow, so powerful, but the rate of fire is so slow. The Vesper, oh man, so much damage output, but man, the recoil, and man, the ammo and all that sort of good stuff. It felt like the negatives were overpowering the positives, and it felt like the weapons were all on the same level, but none of them were really fun. Like, I don't go back and I'm like, oh yes, the ICR, or oh yes, the HVK, that's my gun. I don't feel that way about any of the weapons in Black Ops 3. Yes, they are incredibly balanced, and that is perfectly fine. And if you're going for that, fantastic. However, I don't feel like any of these those guns are so fun. Which brings me to Infinite Warfare. These guns are fun. I don't know what it is, what the NV4, the K-Bar especially, surprisingly, I am loving the K-Bar. It's like an M4A1 with its recoil pattern, or the Honey Badger. It's just a little circular recoil pattern, really easy to control here on the PC, and man, is it fun. The Type 2 is overpowered on PC, but it's a really good high rate of fire, low damage, low recoil weapon. The Volk, before, I can admit it was a little bit overpowered, but I wish it could have just gotten a little bit of vertical recoil, kind of like old school AK-47. But when you use these weapons, you recognize how powerful they are. The K-Bar has great damage and great rate of fire. It has good stopping power. The Type 2, it's a hit marker machine. A lot of people don't know that because of it has an insane rate of fire. The Volk, such high damage. People tend to overlook the low rate of fire of the Volk, which makes it really bad for close quarters. I mean, these weapons are incredibly fun, except for, let's say, the R3K. The R3K is a bad weapon. That's the gameplay you're seeing behind you. There was one moment in this game, you guys will see it, where I go on a tear and it was super fun. But don't get fooled. The R3K, the burst weapon in this assault rifle category, it's complete trash. It's utter garbage. There's really no situation where this is good, and there are two different options of handling this. Number one, we can nerf the other 4 assault rifles until they are on par with the R3K, which is something like Black Ops 3 would do, or what we could do is simply buff the R3K, give it a little bit faster rate of fire, or a little bit less burst delay, that's what I'm saying, maybe a little bit more 3-shot kill potential, and those two things I think would really help the R3K. Then people would start using it, they would start seeing it's fun, and it's not so much of a, okay, now I guess they all kind of suck the same, and it's more of a, now they're all as awesome sort of thing, and that's the weapon balance that you're going for. That's the real weapon balance that you're trying to achieve. Yes, Treyarch did weapon balance, but you are Infinity Ward. You can do these weapons are balanced, and these weapons are fun as well. And so that's all I have for you guys today. I wanted to make that little rant because, you know, I want these weapons to stay really fun and really cool and interesting and very viable to use. So hopefully we buff rather than nerf. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy, and until the next absolutely beautiful Call of Duty morning, I'll catch up with you guys later. And as always, stay beautiful.